Okay, good evening, everyone. We're back with our Superintendent of Mount Vernon Township High School, Mr. Jeff Fritchnitch. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this evening?
I'm doing really good. Now we have some questions for you, lined up for the upcoming changes in the past, okay? So, where did you work before you came here at MVTHS?
My latest job before I came here was the superintendency at Altamont School District, just north of here, and it's about 50 miles away. Altamont is from Mount Vernon, and it's just to the west of Effingham on Interstate 70.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a while. You know what you're doing.
I have. Actually, this is my 17th year being a superintendent, and my 33rd year in education. So
Wow.
I've been doing this for quite some time.
Okay, what's different between the last places you've worked in here?
Well, the size of the school, first and foremost. Altamont only had about 750 students, pre-kindergarten through 12th grade.
Wow.
And so to have a little over 1,200 students here at the high school, 9th through 12th grade, that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, it's a huge change.
Yeah, the other difference is the fact that I don't have grade school children, except for our pre-K program that we have here in district. And so to be around high school students, young adults, is really an enjoyment for me, because my teaching career was all in the secondary level. So kind of nice to be back at high school only.
Okay, what are some big changes coming here at MVTHS soon?
Well, quite honestly, we're transitioning from fall to the winter, and so we're boys basketball starts today, girls basketball started last week, wrestling starts today, girls bowling I believe is having a meeting Wednesday evening. So we have all kind of activities that are coming around, and so we transition from those fall sports to the winter sports, and that's always a fun time. And obviously, Mount Vernon being a basketball community, the energy level will be pretty high.
Oh yeah,
and
we
so,
all love basketball.
Yeah, and I'm looking really forward to that. Academically, I would say that I just left a meeting just a little while ago, and we worked on a few extra offerings for electives for the early bird classes beyond physical education for next year. And so the department chairs have submitted those, and we will be talking with those courses with the Board of Education here in the next couple of weeks. And so that's going to be another offering for students, juniors and seniors especially, to work on their scheduling. And then we're just working administratively of what are some of the things that the administrators and the teachers and the faculty are worried about with regards to transitioning to a new superintendent, things that we need to work on this year for next year. So nothing really specific at this point. The fall for me has just been kind of getting myself acclimated to Mount Vernon Township High School.
It's a huge change from where you came from, most definitely.
It certainly is. But I have to say, a lot of people, when I said that I was leaving Altamont and coming to Mount Vernon, they were like, "Oh, I can't believe you're going to be going there." And I have to say, I went to a larger high school myself, and so to come here from a smaller school and smaller community wasn't intimidating to me at all. But I will say that the teachers here are phenomenal. The administration is phenomenal. And most importantly, I've been treated with nothing with respect from the students. And so all of these horror stories that I've been hearing about, oh, Mount Vernon this or that, it's all not true. And so Mount Vernon is a wonderful high school. We have great offerings, a lot of wonderful children here, and young men and women that have some wonderful goals. And my job is to make sure that they reach those goals.
Yeah. And I've definitely noticed a huge change in the amount of fights and that kind of stuff we've had around this year. I don't know if that was having you come in or the change in our cell phone policy, but it's definitely been a much more positive and happy atmosphere at our high school.
Well, that's great to hear, and it's even better to hear from you, because coming from a student and the student observation of that really makes me feel good as a school leader. I would say that I think that just people knowing that we have some consistency in leadership with the Board of Education, with me being available every single day, a good administrative team that assists the teachers but it also gives a comfort level to students and their parents. And that's actually the number one goal that the board had for this year, was the safety and the security and the wellness of our students. And so I think when people know that you care about them, they behave the appropriate way. Not to say that we haven't had some students make some bad choices. We have. So all of those students who are listening, you know right from wrong, and so please do the right thing so that we don't have to deal with you and the wrong thing.
Now, going back a little bit, are you allowed to, and can you tell us what some of the new classes that are going to be offered next year for Early Bird are?
Well, I will share it, just because I am the guy and I have the knowledge.
Okay.
And one is American history. That's going to be one. The other one will be Algebra 2. And then we will offer regular physical education along with strength training, physical education. So those 4 will be the offerings. We want to start off with just a few so that we can make sure that we do it the right way. And then potentially next year at this time, we'll be looking at potentially adding some more to that list.
Yeah, and I took Early Bird strength class myself, and it's been pretty awesome because I was able to take another class that I wanted to, and that I didn't have to cut another class out of my schedule.
And
So
that's the exact reason why we wanted to do this, and I know that's the intent of the board as well. So again, glad to hear that it's worked out for you, and hopefully
yeah.
it's been working out for the 50 or 60 other early bird students that same way.
Now, what are your favorite and least favorite parts of working here?
My favorite part, anytime you can come to a facility like this, brand new. Honestly, every single day I walk into my office and I tell myself I really can't believe that I get to work here. You know, there are high schools in the state that are nothing compared to this one with regards to facilities. There are community colleges that don't have facilities like we have here at Mount Vernon Township High School. So we are certainly blessed as a community, and me as an administrator, but you as students and our faculty, to be able to get to come to work and school here every single day. That's my most favorite. It really is. The other part that's right up there underneath that is the fact that I get to engage with high school students again, as I mentioned earlier. I was a secondary teacher, and so to be able to have adult conversations with young men and women, either in the hallway or the cafeteria or at practice or in an environment like this, it excites me. And it's truly kind of made me come full circle in my educational career. Least thing that I like, well, it is work. You know, so no, actually, I don't have a least. I enjoy the work that I do. I enjoy the work that I get to do. I really think that I've always kind of been wired to, one, be an educator. And as I've gone and grown through and been a dean and assistant principal, and then superintendent, I just really feel like that was the journey I was supposed to be on in this business. And so I there are always things that I have to deal with and manage. But the experiences that I've had over my last 32 years just make coming to work here is just part of the deal. And so I don't have a least favorite thing. I really I'm so honored and blessed to be able to be here and be your superintendent.
Now, I saw you spoke at a church the other weekend. You're a man of faith, right?
I am.
How does that go into school and stuff and working here?
Well, we have to maintain separation of church and state, and that's important that we follow the Constitution in that regard, because it is written that way. But that doesn't mean that I cannot be a man of faith and come to work here and shine my light. Treat people the way that they should be treated. The Bible says that, but also to be a shining light and to be a resource for people. And so, I serve in my home church. I play in the praise band there, and I sing and I play the drums. As you know, I also cover when ministers need to be out of town and need the pulpit to be covered. I do preach. I am an elder at my church. And again, it's a calling. And it's something that is very important to me personally, and I just hope that the Constitution says that I can't come and tell people what they should believe, but hopefully when they look at me, they see that there's a guy that's doing it the right way, and he's doing it the right way because he believes in God.
Mhm.
And if that light shines, then that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to preach to anybody here because that's against the law. But I'm okay with letting people know that I am a Christian.
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Several of my friends and I have talked about this before, and just how amazing it is to have a superintendent like you as a man of faith, and how much changes that'll be for us, hopefully, and just being able to have that environment that we're more secure in, and feel more comfortable knowing that you are a man of faith yourself. And we're very, very glad that you are here.
Well, thank you very much. And again, I am honored and blessed to be able to serve as the superintendent here. It's a great place to work, wonderful community, wonderful school, fantastic people, and like I said, I get to come here every day. I don't have to, I get to.
Mhm.
And so I guess if we're getting to a place where we're closing in this interview, and that would be, I want people to know that, much like Stephen came today and said, hey, we want to do this podcast, and is today a good time? I want students to know that just because I have the title of superintendent, that I'm nothing special. I'm just a guy. I have responsibility with that title, but I want the students, the faculty, the community to know that my door's open. It truly is, and I may not have an immediate answer for everybody and everything, but I certainly will hear everybody out. I will give you the best answer I can at the time, and if it's something that I need to do a little bit of work on, I will do that before making a hasty decision. That said, I'll end ultimately with this. Last week we held our first freshman administrator roundtable, and so that was just with freshmen. And we gained some valuable insight from our freshman students here at Mount Vernon Township High School, who come from so many different schools and then become Rams all at one time,
Mhm.
right? And so we had a great meeting. Tomorrow morning is our roundtable with our sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And so we have 15 students, 5 from each class of those 3 classes, coming to meet administratively. And we asked 3 questions. What's going well? If you could change something, what would it be? And what's not going well?
Mhm.
This is your school as students. It's not my school. It's not the teacher's school. It's the student school. We're here for you. So we have that open dialogue, and 2 things happen. 1, that'll be the catalyst for change, or 2, those students will get a very clear understanding and expectation and an answer with regards to why things are the way that they are. For example, people were wondering about, and the Vernoy just had it in there, why all of a sudden is Google Hangouts get turned off? Well, they got turned off because people were making some poor choices. They were saying some things on there to other people that wasn't appropriate. And I totally agree with the article in that, why does the masses have to be punished, if you will, for the actions of a few? Well, we're all young men and women, and when people are more responsible and don't utilize those things in a bad way, then we'll consider turning those things back on. But there were some things that were racist, they were inappropriate, they were mean and hurtful, and we had to shut that off, because
That's
if
terrible.
you don't have the courage to go and say that to somebody's face,
Mhm.
then you certainly shouldn't be saying it through a social media or through a medium like Google Hangouts. So that's the reason for that, and we'll explain that again tomorrow to those students in the roundtable. But since I have this opportunity today, I just wanted to make sure that I shared that as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Mr. Fritchnitch. We really loved having you here, and just thank you so much for this opportunity to interview you. It's been truly amazing.
Well, thank you, and my pleasure, and I look forward to hopefully being able to do this again.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Make sure to tune in next time. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, everything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. If we get 100 likes, we'll make another video. You guys are great. Thank you. Goodbye.